do have some off time. You have a bunch of kids at home.
Yeah, so I love spending time with my kids, and I'm positive they're not going to watch this, so I'm not just saying it so they can hear that. I really, really love spending time with my kids and doing things with them. I also love baseball, and the cool shirt that you saw when you first walked in, that is that's not just a marketing gimmick for the restaurant, but it's also the name of my men's baseball team. We play in this area, and we play the I don't know, Paulsboro Yankees or the Hainesport Lions or whatever, but we are the Philadelphia Falafels of Cherry Hill.
You remember that?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with the Philadelphia Phillies team.
I mean, a lot of people they see it and they don't notice it until way later, and they're just like, that says Falafels.
Yeah, it does.
Little Trump Lloyd, but yeah.
So, what has been? You talked about the importance of your customers, how they just really wanted to keep Norma's going during this time. Has there been, over the past 25, 30 years, memorable experiences? Something that just sticks out in your mind, an experience with a customer?
Wow. There have been a few. I think mostly the ones that stick out, the most are just like when somebody says something that's completely off the wall, or off base or what have you, reacting in a way that is completely different than the way maybe that person is used to being, reacted to, is my favorite thing. I enjoy kind of alienating their bad expectations and maybe agreeing with their mildly off the planet observation, and they're kind of shocked at it, and I say, I mean, that's you're entitled to think that whatever it is, my food's awful or gaslighting me that it used to have a certain ingredient even though I've worked here since day one.
And
I promise it never
has.
has.
Had ketchup.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's never had ketchup.
Yeah. The one that comes to mind was a woman came storming in one night and said, and I'm positive this woman's going to watch this, but anyway, maybe she will. But she said that that our falafel sandwiches used to have way more cabbage, and then we switched to lettuce. And I said, no, we've never made it with cabbage. It's always been lettuce. And she was like, I'm coming in, I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm like, how are you going to prove that? I mean, clearly your sandwich has...
Have you saved a sandwich for 5 years ago?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, you can prove that it has lettuce now, but you cannot prove that it was not lettuce. So she came in and she wanted to fight, for sure. And then I don't know why this came to me, but I just said to her, I was like, did you happen to have dental surgery recently? Did you have maybe a root canal? That's possible that you had a root canal and then your teeth chewed differently, and you thought that the lettuce was cabbage. Maybe that's it. And she's like, I did have a root canal. And I was like, I was almost going to give up, and I was just like, I'm going to try this,
Yeah.
And I said that, and she was like, I did have a root canal, and you're right. Things have tasted differently since then. And I'm like,
oh my God, you just diagnosed her taste buds.
Whoa. I was like, wow, is that a new superpower? Yeah. Really cool. And she was fine, but I think she just wanted to talk to somebody, And I was just like, hey, I'm really sorry. If you really like cabbage, maybe I can do something about that. I don't know, but to my recollection, unless I have a giant gap in my memory, never used cabbage.
So, tell me a little bit about the menu. I'm sure you like everything on the menu. If someone was coming to Norma's for the first time and was, I'm really hungry, I'm not hungry enough to eat the entire menu though, what would you suggest someone order?
Well, we do have a couple of things on the menu, both in the appetizer or starter category and entree that are samplers or that are an assortment of things, and that's kind of the idea of a mezza, which is the Middle Eastern term is continuous plates, a little bit of everything, and that's really how we eat in Lebanon. Now, of course, our menu looks a lot more like a menu in a Western restaurant. So there are categories like soup and salad and entree and sandwich, what have you, and then dessert. But typically, if you were to come to my house, which is sort of what we're trying to replicate here, what we would do is bring out all of these dishes, at once or as they're ready, and they would sit there and you eat them, in kind of a grazing sort of manner. So we have the ability to do that. Also, you can kind of choose what you want to eat based on your favorite protein or your dietary, predilection, and we like to accommodate all types of dietary restrictions, even cabbage lovers.
Please come to Norma's.
Or don't, or let us know that you're coming because we don't carry cabbage. But yeah, so if that's an answer to your question, like a sampler or a mezza are the two things that I would recommend.
Okay.
Also, I really enjoy when people say to me, I want to try this and this and this and this and this, and I can go off menu and make you something, and I like that interaction.
Like the way a mixologist does at a cocktail bar,
Nice. And that's what the experience is about. Our menu has not changed a whole lot in decades, because people love this and they love these things, and so I might add a dish once every 5 or 6 years. We rarely do specials. We just do what we're good at, and if something seems like a weak item or it's waning in interest, I mean, there are food trends, but I think that a lot of places kind of over follow those trends. Right.
We know that these are good. We know that people like this.
Right.
But apparently, there's a little bit of a secret menu.
Yeah. So
good to know. Now, I would love to hear about plans for the future, because I know the storefront is recent.
Yep.
So I would love to hear about, why you guys decided to open that, and also, other plans, what you see happening with the restaurant in the future.
We don't plan on making any major changes, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We don't plan on opening a bunch of locations ever. We just really want to live here and make this food on this level, on this scale, and that's the only way we know how to do it. It's not something that there's just no way to cut a lot of corners with our food without compromising it.
The quality.
Yeah, it's just like a big difference. There's only so many lemons you can squeeze. There's only so much, so many cloves of garlic you can peel. We're just going to make as much food as people are willing to buy. It seems to work. That's it. The market, we always had even when we were on Kings Highway, we had a small retail section. Over there, it was just one shelf. Over here, it turned to like 2 or 3, and then eventually, this space that's right behind us was the market and the place you pick up takeout. But it was an afterthought of our sort of growth, and I wanted to give it its own place, its own space, and a wide open facade so people can shop more freely. Plus, not to act like I'm above or beyond any sort of trend. We plan on doing some like more grab and go stuff, because that's one thing that's not going to change is people's people's lifestyles are fast paced, and we want to be
perfect location for it, though. You have a lot of offices in this area, so
the
definitely
new gym that opened up in the shopping center.
Exactly, you have just tons of offices in this whole area. And it's being on Route 70, you have easy in and out access to be like, I'm hungry, but I don't want. Well, we're not going to say the chain's name, but I want something different. I want something that I know was homemade, was prepared fresh, and that's our not so secret. Like, I don't advertise that I use like organic free range chicken, because you should. Like, it's qualitatively better, So I don't make a big deal out of it. I don't like put it on anywhere or explain, like, the prices are what they are, and you trust us that we use better ingredients. But that's just kind of a no-brainer. You shouldn't be eating somewhere and paying money if it's not good ingredients, right? So you're going to taste it in the food. Not that you can't mess up good ingredients, but you can taste the difference.
Right.
Why is this is so simple? Why is it so delicious?
Right. The other thing is the process by which we make the food. if you order a salad and you want grilled chicken, I think there is an assumption, or there should be an assumption, that I grilled the chicken when you called me and said I want to eat that salad with grilled chicken. I didn't guess that you're going to call and grill a bunch of chicken in the morning. I think that's cheap. There's certain things where you don't compromise. I make a Moroccan lemon chicken that takes 5 hours, right, to cook. You can't call me and say I want Moroccan lemon chicken. I go, okay, come back in 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So without compromising it, I can slow cook it all day and then serve it when it's ready, right? You finish it. That's no problem. But if you order a salad, to cut that corner and grill all the chicken at once early in the day and then serve it to you at whatever random time that you order, there's a big difference, you know? And yeah, I could probably put out twice as much food, but I don't want to.
And that's maybe why you guys have been around for so long, that people know when you go to Norma's, you're going to get this quality.
Right.
You're going to get the care that goes into it.
Right.
And so I think most importantly, what people want to know, and what I would love to hear you say, why should we continue to shop local and support our local businesses?
I think it's, if we enjoy the life that we have around here, we have to feed the economy, the local economy, and I think that's the best way. Whether you own a business or you benefit from the public school system, there has to be money in as well as money coming out, and sometimes I think just by design, those larger chains and businesses where only a few, they create a few jobs, but they don't create a lot of larger paying jobs or consistent jobs. There's a lot of turnover. They're not as good for the economy, the local communities.
Yep.
So.
Well, Elias Bitar from Norma's Eastern Mediterranean Cuisine, thank you so much for being here today. And please support Norma's in the Barclay Shopping Center in Cherry Hill. Thank you again. This is Hilary Ettenson from parkbench.com. Thank you.